You're watching the Coaches Roundtable on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Welcome to Coaches Roundtable. I'm Ed Cody, and welcome our guest, Mars star soccer player Taylor Hamlet, who led her team to the WPIAL and state championships, 22-0-1. What a run for you, your team, Coach Gerlach. You've had some time to look back and reflect on the season. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's still just something that's been hard to process. It's been amazing, especially in school, like everyone's saying stuff. Just, yeah, it's been very nice, especially to win something of that caliber. Not a lot of people can say that they were state champions, and to do it with your best friends, it was very nice.
And to be undefeated on top of all of that. Let's go back. You scored 2 goals in a WPL 4-0 win over Plum. That's a 6th WPL title for the school. You got an assist there from Caroline Rabluski. It seems like she set you up a lot of times with for your goals. And that 1-0 win over Villa Joseph Maria for the state championship, and you were a scoring machine from the playoffs, WPL through the state. 16 goals. That has to be some type of a record. Is the offense set up to assist you in getting these goals?
The offense wasn't necessarily centered around me. Just as a team, our mindset completely changes going into the playoffs. So our goal was just to win, and I was fortunate enough to score a lot of the goals, but as a team we're just focused on getting someone the ball, and I was able to get most of them through on net. But yeah, it wasn't centered around me. It was just who could get that deciding factor in the game.
So what you're scoring based on, is it quickness or the power of your kicks, or a combination?
I would say a combination. The past year, I've been focusing a lot on more of the technique side of it, so more my placement rather than just power.
So I assume that your teammates understand that skill you have, and so they do look for you to set you up with the scoring. So how's that work? You lag a little bit behind, you wait till the passes are made, and then you make your move towards the goal for the pass?
Yeah.
We see that your teammate Ellie Caulfield, she was the first winner of the Rosenstiel Award as WPL Girls Outstanding Soccer Player of the Year. She had a goal and 2 assists in the WPL championship game. So you have a lot of support there, and I know from your scores that you girls take great pride in your defense.
Yeah, we've only been scored on 10 times this year, and every single person in that back line and our goalie really had an amazing season. Our whole team dynamic, we focused on applying pressure from the front. So even our forwards, if a ball gets past us, we don't stop there. Our whole team needs to defend and help our defenders. So yeah, our coach, we practiced a lot this year on our defensive work.
I assume your practices are pretty competitive, but so how does that prepare you for the games?
Yeah, most of the times our practices were more competitive than our games. Everyone on our team gave 100% every single practice, and really pushed each other and themselves just to make everyone better.
So how would you describe Coach Gerlach and how he prepares the team and gets you girls ready? I'm assuming you're in tremendous shape from what I see from your scores and your
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah, we do a lot of running, a lot of fitness. Work a lot of the tactical stuff and prepare specifically for each individual game, and just really focus on a game plan for each team and who's going to step up, what roles each player is going to have that game, and then work off of that.
And next year you're headed to Middle Tennessee State. How did that come about in the recruiting process?
I started talking to them last year, and I went on 2 unofficial visits, and then after my second unofficial visit, I just knew that that's the place I wanted to go to.
You like what the coach told you? What do you know about their program? You're going far away, about 10 hours away from home. What do you know about the program that makes it so impressive to you?
Just their coaching staff, just joining a winning program like that, they've had a lot of success in their conference, and just the main thing is they never settle. Like, even with the success they've had, they've always just want more and strive to be the best, and that goes along perfectly for how I am as a player and what I'm looking for in a college.
Of course, you're going to a Division I school, so that means you're going to have some games down there against University of Tennessee and Memphis. You're going to really play against some elite talent,
Yeah.
and something you're looking forward to.
Yes, definitely. The league I'm in for my club season prepares me a lot for that. Playing in the ECNL league, I'm playing against already the best teams all over the country. A lot of our league games, I play teams in Tennessee, I play teams in Ohio, so it gives me a lot of exposure against some top talent.
So what do you do to keep in shape? You know, a lot of times you think with soccer it's just running and so forth. You do a lot of leg strength. You do upper body workouts too to keep yourself strong.
Yeah, I do it all. If we don't have practice that day, then I go to the gym by myself, and through my club team, I also am getting some training separately with like a personal trainer, strengthening special stuff.
Well, you're going there to play soccer, but you're going to have to be, most of your time is going to be spent in the classroom. What are you preparing to study at Middle Tennessee State?
I want to do something in the medical field. I'm leaning towards nursing or physician's assistant.
And I always ask this of star players that ever thought come into your mind that someday maybe coaching might be in your future also.
Yeah, I would love that. I just can't picture my life without soccer at the moment, so I just want to keep soccer in my life as much as I can. So after I'm done playing, I would love to coach.
So you're going to leave here after the show, and you're headed down to Wexford for your team banquet. What's that going to be like tonight?
That's going to be amazing, just especially being my senior year one last time, to get the team together, talk about the season. It's with our boys team as well, so it's good just to get everyone together.
Well, 46 goals this year. You know, in 23 games, that's prolific. That's 2 goals a game. I don't know for sure. Is this some type of a Mars scoring record? Did you set?
I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to my coach about that, but it's definitely my personal record with previous seasons. That's the most I've ever scored.
Well, you know, it's undefeated. All those the WPL and state championship. 10 years down the road, you're going to appreciate this a lot more. It's going to really be something you look back, no one can ever take away from you.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very special. Something I'll be thinking about and talking about for years to come. Just the most important thing about it was definitely having the teammates to complete something of this caliber with. It wouldn't have been the same if it wasn't for the other 36 girls on the team and the 3 coaches. They really just made this special.
Well, Taylor, I could tell you we appreciate you coming here on behalf of the Coaches Roundtable. We name you 3A Girls MVP Player of the Year.
Thank you. That's such an honor. Thank you so much.
Now, you deserve it. Prolific scoring. Have a great career at Middle Tennessee State, and keep us apprised of what you're doing down there.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with Ellen George. I am back, joined to my right by the Swami George Abraham, to the left of Tiger Albert Campman. Guys, how about Taylor Hamlet? What a year she had, leading Mars to a 22-0-1 season, WPL and state champs, 46 goals in 23 games, 16 postseason goals, and that's why she is our 3A girls MVP.
Yeah, those stats don't lie. And why they don't lie is what she did for the team. You know, there's a lot of individual stats that add up, but her stats meant everything because they won the WPL state championship.
And had a hat trick in a semifinal game.
Yeah, there's nothing to say. 16 goals in the playoffs. That's a lot.
And you know, when you get a Division I scholarship, how
no,
good you
go
are.
to school for free.
She's going to be playing against University of Tennessee and Memphis. Tremendous.
Murfreesboro, yeah, Middle
competition.
Tennessee.
Yes.
It's good football, good basketball down there. And think about it this way, Eddie. It would be like getting a gym bag full of money, 4-year scholarship. You're looking at probably upwards to $200,000.
Let's go to Spotlight Honors. Another honor for Mars. A junior midfielder, Allie Caulfield. She was named the first recipient of the Rosenstiel Award as the WPL's Girls' Most Outstanding Soccer Player. This after Caitlin Rosenstiel out of Ringgold High School, who was playing at West Virginia Wesleyan, who died tragically last June while on a fishing trip. She was struck by lightning. So quite an honor for Allie Caulfield of Mars to be the first recipient of this award. And Pine Richland Junior, Ella Rottinghaus, she was named Division I Field Hockey Co-Player of the Year after leading the Rams to the WPL Championship. Rottinghaus is a two-time first-team All-WPIL All-Star. She is committed to Boston University. And Slippery Rock High School midfielder Kayla Doherty, she was named District 10 Region 2 Girls Soccer Player of the Year. And Seneca Valley grad Jake Stebbins, a freshman middle linebacker for Cornell, three-time the Ivy League Rookie of the Week. The 6', 220-pound Stebbins started at tight end and linebacker for the Raiders. He's a throwback player, hard-nosed, tough kid. He led them to the WPL championship game with that upset of North Allegheny in the semis last year, and a tough loss they had to the Pine Richland Rams.
I remember we raved about him. You know,
Love the way
we
he
named
plays.
him. We just said, watch how hard he runs everything down. That's how you play the game.
And in recruiting news, a Butler track star Anna Baxter is committed to Duquesne University. Baxter stars in the 300 hurdles, the 100 dash, and a 4x400. Now let's move on to college also. Knock grad Mandy Moxie, a senior at Queens College of Charlotte, completed over the weekend in the NCAA Division II Cross Country National Championships out in California. Our high school football playoff 6A, PIAA, Central Catholic 24, State College 21, on another game-winning field goal by John Opalco, 37 yards in the WPL championship game. He kicked a 40-yarder to beat Pine Richland 10-7. Always great to have in this kind of weather, kicking those field goals, outstanding.
Well, I call out the football coaches all the time because they do not go down into the elementary. They'll find the biggest kid. They'll find a kid who throws the ball the best, but they continue to let that go. Find a kid who can
many?
kick
8,
the ball,
7,
and you can
6?
win 6 more games in 4 years. Find a kicker.
I know this Taylor Hamlet could kick field goals.
Yeah, that's what
The
I'm.
way
No, I'm
she
not
could
joking
kick.
with that.
Yeah, I'm not
joking.
serious.
Why wouldn't they say in 6th grade, you're a great kicker?
How many
Come
games?
on, do
7-6, 8-7. That thing never gets to overtime.
They never go out and get kickers. I'd be scouring the soccer program.
I'd go
to
girls,
see-
boys, soccer,
find who
either
can
one.
Kick the ball. Yeah.
Someone
for tryout.
can kick that ball.
Without question. Next for Central Catholic, 12-1. They take on, there they are, St. Joe's Prep, 10-2. The semifinal will be Saturday at Altoona.
They'll be going out quickly.
Yeah, 10-2 doesn't mean anything.
They'll be going out quickly. St. Joe's is the powerhouse of the state. No
Always.
question.
And a 5A WPL championship, Gateway 21, Peters Township 20. The second title last 3 years for the Gators and Coach Don Hole. They've won 38-4 the last 3 years for Gateway. Next up for the Gators, 12-2. They take on Archbishop Wood, 8-3. Star player Derek Davis was injured in that game after a 70-yard run. Tweaked his ankle. Don't know if he's ready for this week.
They'll be 38-5. Did you say 38-4?
38-4.
They'll be 38-5.
Archbishop Wood, 8-3.
Wood. It's Wood every year.
Right.
41-7.
They're there every year.
They beat somebody last week like they weren't even there. It's the same team.
Now, the best one, when the announcer said he put a guy in a Penn State sandwich. Now, you got two guys going to Penn
did
State
say
from
it.
the same high school.
But-
We don't see that out here.
And you said the deceiving, like the record's 8-3,
No,
but you don't
they
know.
play.
They might have
No.
lost
We know.
to IMG
We know.
Academy
That's where they
or
play.
someone
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
St.
that.
Joe's and Wood, that's where they play.
Yeah.
They play either upper Philadelphia teams.
Or that Bosco out
Or
of
somebody out of
yeah,
state.
Yeah, exactly.
For a PIAA, finally, after losing 3 straight to Erie Cathedral Prep, Thomas Jefferson defeated the Ramblers 28-13. That ends Prep's run of 3 straight state championships. And now, next up for Thomas Jefferson, 14-0, they take on Lampeter Strasburg, 11-3 Friday at Hollidaysburg, a team I know nothing about, Strasburg.
Yeah, they can. They'll be competitive. The TJ's so good.
They're loaded.
Like
Yeah,
Elsaw.
And they beat
Yeah.
Prep. So
That's
that
all
tells
you
you
know.
that they can play anybody in the state. That's
Yeah.
and I saw them with my own eyes. They're outstanding. Eddie, be proud. Offensive line
That's
is
Bill
immense,
Cherpak.
and it's big. They're so good. But if you beat Prep, you're not afraid to play anybody else. That's the way it
No,
works.
no, that's a good way of saying it.
3A PIAA Central Valley 12-1 takes on Bald Eagle 11-3. That'll be Friday at Moon. 2A WPL Championship, Avonworth 28, Washington 6. The first title in 60 years for the Antelopes. The first one was 1959. They will face Wilmington, 45-27 winners over Ridgeway Johnsonburg. Friday at Slippery Rock High School. A little surprised that Wilmington gave up 27 points. Their
Yeah,
defense
we-
has been solid
That's
all
what
year.
Albert said that the other day too. They're gonna have to shore that up a little bit against Avonworth.
Avonworth's best player still's not playing either.
Yeah, that's right.
Just if he was playing.
I told Eddie.
And they'd be
Some
definitely good.
violation of.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is. It's some kind of rule
instituted
about.
that new rule about if
that
you
what it was,
moved
George?
in,
When you-
could play in the regular season,
but not in
but
the
you can't play in
playoffs.
the play.
And that's was dictated by St. Joe's
Yeah.
and Archbishop
Oh,
Wood and those schools
well,
dictated
They brought that one girl in after she
Right.
participated in the Maryland finals.
Then she came here for the state playoffs.
Yeah, and that girl played her.
1A PIAA. Here we go. The Clerton Bears 11-2 versus Farrell 12-2 Friday at North Allegheny.
Really excited about that one.
And you say it's a down year for Farrell.
Compared to last year, there's
15-0
there's
last
different
year.
rules.
Yeah.
Last year they were going to win the state championship.
Yeah.
This is a toss up in this game.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like Farrell's coming in 25-point favorites. Now they could win by 10, but Clarendon's really good.
It's a toss-up game.
Yeah, it's a
for you.
toss up game for
Yeah,
me.
we were. They lost the first two. We get people calling in. Oh, they're not. Al says, wait a minute. He said, they played Wilmington.
They
and,
lost all those players from
University
last year.
City or whatever out of
University
Pittsburgh.
Prep.
Yeah, and they said, let's wait till they play people. They're like 8 straight shutouts.
Also, the coach made a great decision. You know, sometimes it's hard to make tough decisions. He changed quarterbacks after those 2 games, knowing that he gave the senior a chance.
And they run the ball like crazy too.
So
don't
yeah,
they?
so that's what they do. They throw what Farrell always does: play action deep, take it down the field on you.
Interesting because Farrell petitioned to come back in the WPIL, but they were denied.
What was the reason, George? Because they fought Sharon?
No, because
I don't know what the reason was.
because they were in, they were out, they came and went out, and I guess the WPL was not happy about them leaving twice before. So I don't know. I don't know what their reason.
I didn't know
or
what the reason
thinking
was
is.
either. It was
But
a
they're-
gigantic fight with Sharon. I thought maybe they were nervous about somebody. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they
You know,
playing
my
anymore.
standpoint, why wouldn't you want to let them back in?
Hey, they're
it's a
playing this
quality
year.
athletic
They're
program.
playing basketball this year.
Awesome.
In the
Kennedy's
WPIL.
playing Sharon. No, but I mean they're finally playing.
Farrell and
They
Sharon's
haven't
playing
played
Oh, they're
forever.
playing one.
Well,
Okay.
I think Farrell's playing Kennedy.
They're not playing Sharon.
Sharon.
Okay.
Let's go to our stories of the week. College football, while so much for all the talk at Pitt about 10 wins in a regular season and being Coastal Division champs again, they got buried down to Virginia Tech, 28-0. While Pitt's defense is good, they're ranked 6th in the country. The offense is 114th in scoring out of 130 teams FBS. They had 177 total yards, and Virginia Tech's front four just ruled Pitt's offensive line. Couldn't block the edge rushers in that game.
They've always had trouble with blocking those kind of rushes. George called that, but George liked Virginia Tech in that game. And the offense was supposed to be the place that they were improved most. They didn't get it done, Eddie. Whipple did not come in and get it done because
one
defense
bit.
they're very good. They just didn't get it done offensively.
You know what? It's hard to be 114th out of 128.
20 points a game.
It is pretty hard to be
all
that
they
bad.
average.
And then I'll ask you this too: how many shutouts were there last week? The spread offense and open. No one gets shut out anymore, Al.
Yeah,
He might be the coach of the year, by the way, Virginia Tech.
Yes.
There was a mutiny in the
Last
offseason
year.
where everybody left and they started out season poor. Well, we're down 20 points to a FCA
Yeah.
Division 1 AA team,
Yeah.
and they have taken off.
You know what game-
Except for Notre Dame, they have an 8-game win
Yeah,
streak
and you know what
Yes.
game got them going? That one where they sit the ball in the 2.
against North Carolina. Yeah,
That's what
won in
game
overtime.
got- yeah.
But the fifth overtime.
Didn't they lose to Duke 45-10?
Yeah, no,
Can't
they got
figure
beat
that
by
out.
40 points.
Yeah.
And Pitt rushed for 60 yards, 26 of those coming on a Wildcat run by Verleek Carter.
Keep
That's
taking
where
your
the
best
problem
player
is.
out.
They cannot run the football. You saw that. Listen, they just got by Delaware, 17-14. Just struggled against Ohio U, only scoring 20 points.
Albert, who's their best player?
Well, pick it. But the story is that it's simple. And this is the second time I mentioned it today. If you're going to win at Pitt, you've got to recruit the best offense. You got to be like Wisconsin. Chris did that. That's why the last 3 or 4 years they were able to run the football. You see all those running backs in the pros; they're all in the pros. The coach cannot recruit offensive linemen, and if you don't get them, you're in trouble.
All right, next up for Pitt, 7-4. They're favored by 9.5 against Boston College. The Eagles smothered at Notre Dame 40-7. They give up 490 yards per game, even though they have the number two rusher in the country. Still, their defense is terrible. They're 5-6. They need a win though to be bowl eligible. That's Saturday, 3:30 at Heinz.
George, how do you feel about that? You think the bowl eligible teams, does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, I think it
You
does.
think they play hard?
Yeah, I think especially because the
There's a
magic,
lot of them,
well,
I'm
the
saying.
magic number's 6.
Yeah.
Which keeps you from a losing season, gives you 15 more practices, and I think it sounds better 6-6 than 5-7.
Oh, it definitely sounds better, but it also makes you bowl eligible.
Yeah, that's what he
that is
said.
You wanna
gigantic.
get that extra work
That's
in.
gigantic.
That's what the coach Narduzzi told. He tried to sell Pitt on. There's a big difference between 8-4 and 7-5.
And there really is.
And I will say this: both teams run the ball. It's going to be over fast.
You know what's interesting? This runner now, his name escapes me.
Dylan.
Dylan.
His grandfather is Notre Dame All-American Tom Gatewood.
Oh, really?
Who lives in South Bend.
How about
Who said
that?
to his grandson,
Did not know that.
do you want to go to Notre Dame? He said, no, I'm going to stay here and go to school
Interesting.
At BC.
I remember Gatewood. I remember
Similar schools, Catholic.
Yeah, very
Right.
similar.
The only two
Very similar.
Division I Catholic schools
Yeah.
playing
Very similar.
football.
Yeah.
Now, Narduzzi, the last 2 weeks, has been critical of the NFL for scheduling the Steelers and the Browns opposite of Pitt, North Carolina. That's not the NFL's concern.
Zero concern.
His concern should be with the ACC scheduling
Yes.
that game.
Good point, Eddie.
And then last week, criticizing the rankings for lacking ACC teams and taking a shot at the Big Ten. Come on, Big Ten, are you kidding me?
He wastes his time with that all the time. And wish he had an advisor off this panel who say, spend time coaching your team. Quit wasting time making excuses, pointing fingers, doing this. Just coach your team. I can't stand
Well,
it.
those teams ranked in the Big Ten, who shouldn't belong here? Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, Minnesota.
He shouldn't be worried about the Big Ten.
But
He
I'm
should
just
not
saying-
one worry. He doesn't play the Big Ten.
I think it'll win Wisconsin or Wake Forest. I wonder who'd win that game.
I
Do you have
can't
any
bring-
idea what that score
Oh,
would be?
jeez.
Now, Ohio State 28, Penn State 17. It seemed close. I watched the game. I don't know what you guys thought. I never thought Penn State was going to come back and win that game because I looked at what Ohio State's defense was doing. Penn State really didn't mount much of an offense, 227 yards. The Bucks put up 420, 3 straight fumbles on 3 straight possessions. I just didn't see, wow, Penn State's going to take over and control this game. I didn't see it happen.
No one saw that. I don't think anybody watched and never thought that. But I'll say this: Ohio State fumbles the ball against LSU like that. Fumbles the ball against one of these other teams.
Oh, against Michigan, yeah.
They're going down.
And then that's the class. Next year, that game's at State College, and that's the classic way they beat them there. Block,
They do.
punt, block.
They do.
It doesn't look like they should win, but that score was down there.
No, great point.
They're
George.
17.
If that game was
Yeah.
a whiteout at State College,
Been trouble.
the score would have been different.
Might have been
'cause
different.
No, I'm talking about putting the ball on the floor. Grind.
By turning it over
Yes,
like that.
that's what I mean.
How about Penn State? That kid looked good. Came in.
He did.
Did you go back
Yeah,
to
he
him?
Backup
or not?
quarterback.
They
No,
won't. They won't. He did look good though.
Now, here are our power rankings. Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, Georgia, Utah, and Alabama. Now this argument I've been listening to all week over Alabama replacing Georgia number 4. Why? Georgia's defeated 4 top 25 teams. Alabama won. Let me ask you guys something. So they beat Western Carolina 66-3. Why are they playing Western Carolina at this time
The
of the
SEC
year?
does. They
No,
do
no,
it.
they
You
both
know.
do. But Auburn
They all
played.
do it. They all
Stanford.
do.
They
All
play
the
each other
SEC.
next.
But I'm still
Yeah.
don't.
I don't like it either.
Don't tell me because you beat Western Carolina 66-3.
No,
that
no,
it was more
no,
impressive.
no.
Georgia beat a good Auburn team 19-13.
And A&M. There's A&M. Then they beat A&M and Auburn.
Oh, and
They
A&M,
both of them.
yeah,
And here's
A&M,
what's
and held them
good.
to minus 1 yard rushing.
If they beat LSU, they're in.
That's the best
if
thing
they
about
don't, they're not because they have 2
Eddie,
losses.
we're on fire today.
Yeah.
You're leading me right in. That's the best thing about college football. You don't have to look in the past.
No, and
Keep winning and you'll keep playing.
Oregon
If you
got
don't-
eliminated.
Yeah, there it is. They're
But
done.
They lost to Arizona.
Keep winning.
This is what I say about
Keep
college
winning.
football. Don't
play 'em.
expand the playoffs.
No.
You have playoffs going on every
Keep
week.
winning.
The big games count.
They're
you
coming.
look at basketball, they don't count.
They're
And the
coming.
So-
antithesis is this: if it plays out, Alabama can say, "Who was our only loss?"
Yes.
Right.
The top
Now-
team in the country by 5
Now,
points.
Bama at Auburn
they can-
this week, and Saban said this, that he thinks Auburn the best team they will play all year. I'm thinking Didn't they not play LSU and lose 46
That's
or
right.
41?
Yeah.
Come on,
He
coach.
should have said best.
Come on,
defense.
coach.
If he would have said best,
Best
defense,
defense.
then he'd been right. You can't say best team.
What does Run say? Yo, good.
He's our Luca Brasi of college
He sounds
football.
like the Cookie Monster.
Hey, here's my upset special. Number 7, Oklahoma at number 21, Oklahoma State.
They've done it before.
Yeah.
They've done- as Oklahoma's been on the edge. I don't understand. That's a team I can't understand.
They play defense.
They jump ahead and then they can't hold on or and they quit scoring. It's just a funny
If
team.
Oklahoma State doesn't have the quarterback, they can't beat them.
Yeah,
they
that's big.
That Chuba Hubbard will run for 200.
That's big. Spencer's important. Yes.
Ohio State at Michigan, the Bucks by 9. Ohio State has won 7 straight, 14 of the last 15. Harbaugh 0-4. We know he has a contract. He's making $7 million a year. He wins this game, he'll probably be there until he's 110.
Oh, he wins this game. He'll get carried off the field. There's no question about it. But they haven't played Ohio State even close, have they, George? They've not.
The
Yeah.
one where they missed the
Oh
spot
no, they
2
did.
years ago.
That's where I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
No, they did. I'm wrong.
2
That
years.
Last year was a slaughter.
I'm wrong. They did
62
play
to
close.
39.
That's right. They did
Ohio
play close.
State.
Speed limit on them.
It is.
Now, NCAA Division II playoffs, second round. Shepherd defeated IUP 31-27 in the second round. They're at the Rock this Saturday at 1 p.m.
Looks like a toss-up game by the scores. By the scores, it's like a
Prolific
toss-up
passing
game.
attack for Shepherd.
Uh-huh.
The
Get ready for
quarterback
52-51. In other
like
threw
words.
for 390 against IUP.
Oh no! I talked to somebody that saw them both.
52-51?
So they'll have to play. Yeah.
And let's get to the NFL. You know, we missed the Steelers, the brawl on the lake 2 weeks ago, the 21-7,
Yes.
with Myles Garrett's out for 6 games. Pouncey's suspended for 2. Mason Rudolph fined $50,000. So they come back against Cincy to win 16-10. Duck to the rescue, sort of. Comes in after Rudolph was just 8 of 16 for 85 yards. Duck's first pass, 79-yard touch. But after that, he was just 4 of 10 for 39 yards. So Steelers don't have a quarterback controversy. They have a quarterback problem. I really think Rudolph, I was high on him beginning of the year. He has really regressed to me. Neither one of these quarterbacks right now are giving them what they need on offense.
Let me ask you.
So who
the
do
hit
you
in the head.
start?
Well, he's starting Duck. The hit in the head. The first hit in the head
Yeah.
for Rudolph. Not the swing. The first hit in the head that he got when he got concussed.
A long time ago.
Doesn't seem like he's been.
Well, I just think it wasn't any good ever.
I don't either.
I don't think we had that talk on the show before.
I had some hope for him.
Yeah, I know you did.
because of his size. And,
Sure.
Here's what I'll say, Eddie. They're always talking about.
Like,
Pouncey being out is the biggest thing.
oh yeah.
They don't miss Garrett nowhere close. How
Right.
they miss Pouncey. I'm telling you, he's the glue of their offensive line.
And here's the other
and he's
thing.
out again.
You just look the quarterback
Corner,
quarterback matchup. Let me just say, it's possible next year that neither one of those quarterbacks could be with the Steelers.
Oh, very possible.
So now you look all this talk about the Steelers are going to be fired up. What about the Browns?
No, we always say that.
Well, what are the
Both
Browns
teams
aren't
are
they
going
fired
That
up?
was famous line. It's
a playoff
The
game.
guy at the radio or TV, he'll go, "Boy, they need this game," and Al will say, "Oh yeah, so their numbers aren't."
Hey, this is going to be crazy on both sides.
Yeah.
Both sides
Yeah,
are coming
it's
in
an
this thing.
elimination
Oh,
game.
yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is. If you go
Crazy
5-7, the
side.
Browns, you're out.
Well, here's the thing about the Browns. I'm just looking. When you look at Mayfield, Chubb, and Kareem, Hunt,
personnel.
and then Landry
There's no
and Beckham.
comparison.
Yeah, and
No
I look
comparison
for them
personnel.
because the Steelers like the blitz. A lot of flares out to Hunt and Chubb and some quick screens.
Yeah, they're playing, though, one of the top 4 defenses in football. Their Pittsburgh defense is, and I said this 7 weeks ago. I said they'd be a playoff team because of their defense. I really thought that. I'll say it now. Their defense is sensational. Their offense stinks, but their defense is
And
sensational.
one thing about the Browns, they're counting the game in Arizona automatic.
Don't count that one, right?
Steelers
No.
shouldn't either. They're there. Hey, Baltimore 45, the Rams 6. The Rams look like lemons with those uniforms, and they played like lemons. Baltimore's Lamar Jackson. He's the MVP to me.
Easily.
5 touchdown passes, 90 yards rushing. He's setting new standards for quarterback play. How long can he keep it up? And with the running, sooner or later,
That's
you
my thought.
hope not, he's going to take a pop. I hope that doesn't happen. I love to watch the kid.
Oh, my.
play.
George is a favorite player in college.
favorite guy.
Baltimore,
I just think, though, he's going to get hurt. I've
he's
said it before.
terrific.
Yeah.
He's going to get one going down the middle of the field. He's not going to see somebody coming. The helmet's going to go flying. I still believe it's going to
In
happen.
the power rankings, they're number 1, New England number 2. They're going to force New England to win out the rest of the way to get home field advantage because they don't want to go to Baltimore. That is it for us this week. We run out of time. We'll see you next week.